the world you were in. This is the Big Girl Diary. Okay, look, this world has gone crazy. It just has. It has. And just when you think that people can act in a civilized manner, no, mm-mm, no, 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 no. It's just simply not going to happen. And what I find interesting today, I was on Twitter, and no, I'm sorry, actually Instagram, and I saw something that just blew me away. I saw a grandmother twerking, a grandmother twerking. This is beyond outrageous. Where have we, how have we fallen so low to where we have grandmothers twerking? Oh no, it gets better. Then on Instagram, you can follow me on Big Girl Diary 1 on Instagram and also Twitter, Big Girl Diary 1. Uh, I saw these girls twerking for incels. I don't know where they were, but they were twerking for incels. And then one had a nerve to say, oh, also twerking for the ancestors. I'm done. Completely done. Just when you think women haven't sunk to a level that is beyond understanding, you know. And am I being judgmental? I'm trying hard not to be. Very trying hard not to be, but this kind of outrageous behavior is a bit much. It's most definitely a bit much because what do you do with it? It's like we're getting Instagram, how can I say, everything's about clicks. Forget about morality. Forget about decency. That's out the window. It doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. Kapooey. Bye bye. It's just to the point to where all of this is just outrageous. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure I get stuff right. So is this twerking thing a problem? I see it to where grandmothers are twerking, mothers are twerking. Who's minding the children? And it's to the point to where, case in point, today I go to the CVS and I see this young girl with the shortest skirt on, and something just said, hey, BGD, ask her age. She said 13. I said, oh. I said, please, wear some clothes. You don't want that kind of attention. You don't. And she just looked at me. And I said, have a nice day. I walked away. But you see these mothers out here dressing like that they're teenagers. I don't know what to say. I truly don't know what to say. But when I saw that, I was like, okay. But before I get into that, let me show you this. This is hysterical. But before I go down this grandmother twerking rabbit hole, this is funny. Just brace yourself. Oh man, I'm I'm sorry. Okay, wait a minute. That was my adolescent outburst. That was hysterical. I thought that I had to share it. That was funny. They ought to have 20 billion views. But yeah, outside of that, oh man, it's so funny. But the twerking, the twerking is an issue. It is an issue to the point to where women are over sexualizing themselves. It is. And just so you understand, that right there is not a black thing. It is, I don't know where, no, actually I know where twerking started from. It started from the burlesques um um clubs or whatever you call them. Twerking started there. But the way it came out from there onto the streets, they made it they bastardized it and made twerking into something that it's not. They made it wild. But when you got grandmothers whom are whom are on Twitter, whom are on TikTok, bent over, shaking their behinds, twerking, you know the world has gone crazy. The world has gone down the tubes. And dare I even mention feminism that's pushing this mess? Yes. Every time I turn around, feminism is somewhere around the corner pushing something to stay relevant. Look, you achieved everything. Go home, take a seat, and knit something, but just stop all this foolishness. But back to the grandmothers. Hmm. Um, you're not looking at what you're producing. Twerking in the banks, twerking outside, twerking in parks. You're somebody's grandma. My grandmother acting like that. That right there is beyond humiliating. So when you're out there acting like that, grandma, look how the children, your children are going to have to look at that and have people say, is that your grandma? Is that your mom? Yeah. Yeah. Is that your grandma? Yeah. It's embarrassing. But when you have a grandma that's doing that, and then the grandma's doing it, then the mother is doing it, guess what? That daughter's going to be doing it. You're going to have three generations of I, I don't dare I say unmarriageable women, dare I say modern women who just don't care. I mean, to where you're at. Oh, this shit is, excuse me. This stuff is so crazy. To where down in Atlanta, this guy opened up a high end restaurant. Opened it up down in Atlanta, Georgia. Played some music. And don't you know a woman gets up and starts twerking in a damn restaurant? I mean, this stuff right here has gotten women's brains and just twerk, 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 twerk. They're twerking in schools. It's a complete mess. However, it's for the attention. They're seeking attention. Now, there's this old saying, bad attention is better than no attention. I don't know if you heard that or not, but this right here, you don't want that kind of attention because you're out there doing it to try to get someone. Well, you know, no one's going to take you seriously. Zero. They're not going to take you seriously at all. They're going to look at you and see you as for the streets. Look at what you're doing. What you're doing is for the streets. What are you teaching the women coming behind you? Grandmas, you really need to sit down. You do. You need to sit down and stop all this foolish stuff. You had your time. You had your time in the sun. Go take a seat. Let your daughters have their time in the sun because you're not giving it to them because you're too busy competing with your daughter. That's what it really all boils down to. You're trying to compete with your daughters for attention. And some of y'all, grandmas, are going after these young guys. You need to stop it. Oh my goodness, stop it. And I'm not saying that men go after younger women. Men, stop doing that mess. I mean, just deal in your own lane. But hey, the women, you have gone crazy, out of order. And then turn around and have the nerve within the same breath of twerking. I'm a boss bee. This stuff is silly. I was taken back. The woman on TikTok had at least have been in her 60s, hitting 70s, somewhere around there twerking. That stuff is I'm not even gonna put a race to it. I don't have to. You already know. You already know. It's hmm. I'm trying not to be judgmental and I'm trying to watch what I say. But that type of stuff needs to stop. What you're doing on TikTok, that goes all the way around the world. Everybody is seeing your hind parts shaking and the type of clothes you're wearing. Grandma, nah, stop going to 21 Forever or whatever it's called. Stay out of there. You don't belong there. Stay out of there. Just stop. Now, what really concerns me about this twerking phase is how it's affecting these young girls. They're doing any and everything to get attention because they're not being taught properly. They're not. They are too busy getting the attention because they see their mothers, they see their grandmothers, and heck, you see you can't make this stuff up. You see three generation of women. You see three generation of women twerking on TikTok. And then they show their ages. 70, 50, or whatever the ages are. What do you do? What, what do you do with a society like this? What do you do? What can the men do? A man is going to have to find marriage material out of this bunch. it's, it's, it, it's sad. It's really sad. Now, what disturbed me the most about those, I think there were like four women, young women. I couldn't get the upload the video because I thought I saved it, but I did. What disturbed me the most was how they said we're twerking for incels. Incels are trying to get a date, and you're mocking them. I mean, just the the narcissistic mindset. You all are bent over twerking for incels. What kind of stuff is that? I mean, what goes through your brain to mock someone knowing that it's hard to talk to women to begin with? I mean, you shoot your shot and she shoots you down, and then the only thing that you could do is say, "Oh, twerk for incels." That is so beyond uncool. So be, but it shows up here, mm-mm, extremely immature, extremely. But here's the great part. Here's the great part. While you're doing your hot girl summer, doing all this twerking and all this silly stuff, you're getting older. You are. You're getting older. And then you're going to be like your grandmother's single and twerking. Because your grandmothers that have husbands, they're not twerking. Nah, their husband's not putting up with that mess. But that grandmother was. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. Now you have, and it shows a level of, I don't even, missed opportunities. You wanted to be free or whatever. And now society says you could be as loose as you want. And look, this right here goes across color. It goes across color. Not just it's not just in the black community. I see it in the white community. I see it in the Asian did I see the Asians? No, Asians are too busy pop locking. And I see it in the Latina community. Yes, they're doing it. But it just so happened that the women who I saw who did that were happened to be black. Talk about twerking for incels. You'll be running after those incels when you can't get anybody to date you. When you're dwindling down, they'll be climbing up, and then you're going to try to talk to them. It always happens. Look, it always happens. Kevin Samuels was right. You might hate him, but he told nothing but the truth. Mm. You can't make this stuff up. I meant to wear my shirt. I went to wear "You can't make this stuff up" shirt. Hey, how you doing, Kat? How you doing? Yeah, it is sad. It is sad because you got these women doing this, and they're influencing everyone. And the way they're dressing very provocatively. When I saw that girl in the CVS, that 13-year-old, you couldn't tell she was 13 by the way she was dressed. She looked to be older. Hey, Lexi, how you doing? She looked to be older. And the clothes that she wore at the age of 13 being sexualized, twerking. She got that from someplace else, and to be allowed to come outside looking like that. Yeah, thank you, Lex. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Thank you, and I'm glad. Yeah, yeah, and mm, these young girls are so lost, and they're seeking the attention to get approval, not having um their mom saying, "Hey, This is how you do things. No, the moms are in direct competition with their daughters. The grandmothers are in direct competition with their daughters and granddaughters. This is wild. It's wild. It is. We are in bizarro land. We are in a twilight zone. It's just beyond comprehension. Now, when you see these guys frustrated, here's a kicker. Here's a kicker. When you see these guys frustrated, they leave the country and they marry women from other countries, conservative countries that don't behave in that manner. They don't. That's what they're going for. They'll look at you and see you as a good time girl, but and you're twerking, thinking that's cute. They're taking you out and you're doing all this stuff and this stuff. And no, you're right. No self-respect. None. Zero. Because they bought into that feminism. Feminism's, and for me, what feminism has become, it is so toxic. It has your brains all messed up because you're thinking you could go ahead and act like this. You can have a high body count. You can do all types of things and then say, hey, take me as I am. Take me as I am. Yes, in the past, 10 years, been with 50 men. But that's okay. Men don't want that. Men cannot have a twerking girlfriend, a twerking wife that has a high body count and then think that you're marriage material. No. Leave me for the streets. And then what's worse, this is worse. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. You have this guy. He's out there getting gold diggers. Now, when you see how these women, oh my goodness, they leave nothing to the imagination. Nothing. Women, you have forgot. You're not teaching your daughters that men are hunters. They don't want to see it. They want to investigate. They want to see. They want to uncover, unwrap. But when you put it out all on display like that, you give nothing to hunt. You give them nothing to try to obtain, to try to get the forbidden fruit. No, you're showing every damn thing. You're not teaching your daughters to be conservative. You're not teaching your daughters to to cover it up. No, you're saying take off less. This whole country, and again, it goes across color in this country. It goes across color, across race in this country. That's what's being done. It's being done. Now, the one that bothers me the most was when that girl said, I'm twerking for my ancestors. That's beyond disrespectful. Beyond disrespectful. The disrespect, you have zero respect. If if the if the ancestors were to see what you're doing, they'll roll over in their graves like, what? You're twerking for you can't make it up. We're so psychologically screwed as a country, so psychologically screwed. The women have gone way too far. Yeah. Okay, you said no. We instead teach them if you got a phone. Yes. Yes. You're absolutely right. if you got to flaunt it. Yeah. And 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 I gotta say, we've been working up to this, but now it is this full-fledged out there. Full-fledged. The shorter, the better. The tighter, whatever it is, show everything you have everything hanging out, leave no room to the imagination. And then when men look at you in that manner, then you got a problem. Then you got a problem. Don't look at me like that. I'm not this, I'm not that. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are your costume. You are. Matter of fact, I remember a friend of mine. Oh man, I don't want to say his name. He might come across this video. You don't say my name. We were walking up the street and these girls were dressed. It was dressed like streetwalkers, right? And he's like, "Hey, what you doing out here dressed like that? You know, children are out." And they start saying something, you know. Well, thank you. Yeah, I had to talk about it. I have to address this. When I saw that 13-year-old girl in the CVS dressed like, and I asked her, "How old are you?" She said 13. I started to preach, but I said, "No." I said, "Please put some clothes on because going to, you're not ready for the attention that you're going to get. Please put some clothes on." And and a lot of young girls are doing this. They're doing it. They see the older women and look, you mothers, yes, I'm talking to you. You mothers, yes. Do better. Do better. Because what you are raising is not marriage material. What you are raising is something out of the Twilight Zone. You're not doing your job because you're too busy being in competition with being in competition with the twerkers. You got a twerking granddaughter, you got a twerking daughter, and you got a twerking grandmother. A family of twerkers. Who's going to marry that? That right there is just screaming single motherhood. Screaming it. Yeah. And you're perpetuating this I need attention through my sexuality. It's gotta stop. No. Because men treat you as you are. If you act like that, they treat you like that. Don't get all upset that you dressing like you belong out on a street corner, belong out or swirling around on the pole. And I may be a little rough. Somebody got to say it. Swinging around on the pole, and then he treats you as a sexual object, but then you get angry because that's how he treats you. But you call yourself a lady. No, no. That's not lady material. No, that's not lady material. No, women don't act like that. Women don't present themselves like that, and women do not raise children like that. Oh, we're in trouble now. Oh man, I'm sorry. But we are in trouble as in the United States of America. Now, this country influences the world. Oh my goodness. Influences everything. What we're doing here, I'm starting to see it in Africa. I'm starting to see it over there in the islands. Oh my goodness. I'm starting to see it in other places. We're in so much trouble. How, my thing is this, how do we pull this stuff back? How do we stop this feminism? Because feminism, you need to take a damn seat. Sit down. You have your equality. You just want to run stuff. That's all you want to do. You want to take over and you want to run everything. That's all. You don't look at what you're destroying. You're destroying every damn thing and don't see it for your greed, for your lust for power. And that's exactly what it is. Lust for power. You want it so badly. You're not looking at that. What you're not looking at your legacy. Your legacy is falling apart. And it's and then what? What are you going to say that you don't have then? Because all of this stuff is your fault. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You wanted to break down the structure, say toxic masculinity, toxic this, toxic that, but you never say toxic femininity. Never. A man can't even belch without him being afraid. He don't even approach women the way he wants to. Women could sit there and be halfway naked and twerking, which they do. Hell, look at the classrooms. Go on TikTok. Look in the classrooms. Just look. And then if a guy says, stop it. Oh, you're being sexist. Really? He's being sexist? Really? Or is he telling you you might want to rethink what you're doing? Matter of fact, I did a video, a short. This woman comes out of her house dressed like she was wearing lingerie. And when she had going to store to go buy some food, and she's dressed in all this lingerie outside. And a guy said to her, and he said, why are you dressed like that? He said, you don't see any other nation of women out here dressed like that. She had, see, I wish I had my other, let me see if I can find it. Oh man, you can't make this stuff up. Um, Dressed in all black lingerie. Damn, doggone it. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Okay, that's not it. No, I don't have it. I thought I did. I don't have it. But this right here is a real problem. It's a real problem. Now, I talk to women. I talk to them. Sometimes they give me respect and listen to what I have to say. Sometimes they ignore me. But I talk to them. Most definitely, I talk to the young girls. It's not what you do. That's not how you get a man. You'll be a Luther Vandross type of woman. I'm gonna tell you, look. If a man calls you a Luther Vandross woman, you better be not only offended, but you might want to change your ways because he's saying that you're only good for one night. That's it. Listen to this song. Only good for one night. My singing's horrible. Yeah, but we got to clean this mess up. I don't even know where to be. No, I know where to begin. I know where to begin. The grandmothers, you need to realize, Grandma, that your time in the sun is done because you didn't get to do what you wanted to do when you wanted to do it. Now you want to wait until you're 60 and 70 to do it. Stop it. Nah. Nah. Sit down. Mom, get it straight. Get it straight. You're not raising marriageable women. You're not. What you're what you're raising is for the streets. That's what you're raising. Who's gonna marry that? Oh, out there twerking like that? You leave nothing to imagination. Can he trust you? Because if you're dressing like that and you got a high body count, fidelity is not your strong suit. Just isn't. Yeah. They may ignore me. Yeah, some do. Some do. But I planted a seed. That's all that I can do. Plant it. Say something. And some listen out of respect, but there are plenty who they're like, yeah, look, you wonder why you can't keep a long-term relationship? Look at your behavior. Look at how you dress. Look at how you don't want to listen. Look how you want to dominate and take over. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. That's not how it works. There can only be one man in that relationship, not two, and not one twerking. Okay, too outrageous. Too outrageous. What do you do with that? You can't take the twerker home to your mom. You can't, guys, because man. I don't really talk about my family, but my son. I told him he's one of those guys that rotates girls. He's one of those, what do I call him? A garden variety jigaho. Yeah. And he doesn't commit. He sees what you are. You show everything, so it shows that you have no respect for yourself. Integrity is out the door. Morality is so broken the compass can't even get you to north. No. He's going to treat you as you are. Now, if you may have some issues, okay, that's not their fault. You work on that. Get so get your mind straight. But when you lead with your body, that's how men are going to deal with you. So back to my son. I got to the point to where I told him and her, because he would bring this. I told him, stop bringing for the streets home because they're easy. Stop. And I would sit him down and tell him, if there is anything that resembles a baby in this thing, I demand marriage. I don't care if you hate each other. I will shoot you both. I tell my son, your father and I married. We have no other children besides you and your sister. You're not going to do anything to disrupt that. I don't care if you all hate each other. You like each other for one night. I don't care. And I would shoot them both. And I told them, when you look at her, do you see forever? When you look at him, do you see forever? Because I know one thing, my gun is going to say forever. I'm not going to have no out of wedlock grandchildren. No. You weren't out of wedlock. You're not bringing nothing here out of wedlock. No. And that right there solves a lot of issues right there. Old school? Yes, I am. Yes, I am old school. I am. Look, I may be old fashioned, but my morals are not broken. No. You don't need to run around halfway naked to get attention. No. Mm-mm. But it bothered me. It bothered me seeing that 13-year-old girl dressed like that, has no idea the dangers that are lurking around the corner for her because she's putting herself out there because I don't know if her I don't know well I don't think her dad's in the picture because she don't act like it. If her dad was in the picture, she would have some clothes on. Mother, dare I say maybe a twerker? I don't know. But you don't know. My daughter, she just I'm gonna tell my age. My daughter, she just turned 31. She's one of those women that she doesn't twerk, she doesn't do those things. She's conservative. And my son is a jiggaho. I don't know. Maybe my ex-husband's side of the family, somebody over there was a hoe. Stop. But it bothered me so much I had to talk about it. It just bothered me. And I didn't mean to ramble like this, but oh my god, something has to be done. I don't I do know where to begin. And I just said it earlier. It starts with the grandmothers. We gotta they need to sit down. They need to stop. And they need to start bringing some sanity to themselves. Mothers, look at what you're raising. If your if your mother's twerking, if grandma's twerking, you don't want your daughter twerking. You got to break that cycle. You're going to have to find some kind of way because if you didn't get it from your mom and you know you're looking around and you see women who don't act like that and you have respect for them, but you can't look at them and mimic them saying, hey, let me try to mimic that. Something needs to be done. Okay, that's all I got to say. Oh, I have a new number. If you want to call in, let me see. Here's my number. Oops. Okay. I'm going to put it in a chat. That's my new number. If you want to call in and chime in, you can. Because we need to talk about this. We do. If you want to call in, let me pin this. Oh, oh, you're welcome, Kat. You're welcome. I did not mean to go off the rails like that, but oh my goodness. I looked at that little girl and I'm like, that not my granddaughter, but you know, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. Oh, and the video that you showed earlier, that was funny. My goodness, that was funny. All right, all right, all right. Uh, I lost my little stand. Oh no. Yeah, it is a different world, Cat. It is. It is a different world. And it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. It just is. Why am I freezing up? Oh no. Why am I freezing up? Okay, let me try this. Uh, please, 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 please. Okay. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Then I'm frozen here. Okay. I'll just keep on going. Thank you for letting me know. but you know, if you have boys, please, you're gonna have to teach them. They're gonna have to learn discipline. Oh, they're gonna have to learn discipline because these women, these young women out here, they're monetized. It's all about money for them. They don't care anything other than money. Like this guy has this, he does on Instagram. It's all about gold diggers. If you see how these women are dressed and the way these men approach them, hey, can I see you tonight? And they flip to their sexual mood. They walk down a street with next to nothing on. It's like clothes, is a foreign object or a foreign concept. And they're like, well, you don't have no money, you don't got no time. No, I don't. And then she rejects him. He'll go get in this Bugatti or Lamborghini or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden she turns around and jets right to him. I mean, the stuff. I mean, a woman that was pregnant decided to call up her man, broke up with him because she thought that she got a better deal. And he got her all on film and said, nah, I just want to see what you were going to do. She broke up her home, monetized. So I tell my son about him being, all of his jiggaho ways, but I know at some point he's going to want a woman that he can say, Mom, I'm going to marry her. Dad, I'm going to marry her. This is going to be my future wife. And I'm going to look, does she have any, does she twerk? Does she, Oh man, I'm so silly, but it's so true. It is so true. It is. It is. It is so true. We are in some some serious times. We are. Hold on to your sons if they don't get what they want. Actually, I did a video about a year and a half ago about what these women are doing. If you don't give them the attention that they need, if you don't give them what they want, all of a sudden, he grape juiced me. Just look at the examples that I've been doing on my channel. Two women I've been going back and forth on. Evan Rachel Wood and Amber Heard. That is majority of the women out there. Not all of them, but a lot of them. A lot of them. Protect your sons. I'm not saying that men don't do bad things. No, no, they do. I'm not saying they don't. But I'm just saying a lot of women out there are monetized and they have that thinking. I can twerk. I can have a high body count. I don't have to be accountable for anything that I do. I can walk, talk, mess up, but I'm not accountable. But you're accountable. Anything that I do, you're accountable for. And then if you walk away from me, I destroy your life. Look at Marilyn Manson. Look at what he's going through. Now, yeah, he did some dirty stuff. Of course. I would never say he didn't. I would say, Marilyn, raise the age limit. Raise it. Okay? Because Marilyn's, he's older than I am. Raise the age limit. But that's what's out there. Johnny Depp. Oh, man. I mean, look, Amber Heard is still using Johnny Depp's name. She was over there, the wild stuff she was doing. Oh, man, that woman's wild. Daryl Hall and John Oates made that song right, Man Eater. They wrote that song specifically for her. Okay, goodbye, Cat. I got to get ready to get up. I get up early in the morning. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about this next live stream. I'm going to have more. I thought I had some what do you call it? I thought I had some pictures and videos, and they didn't come. But I'll do better next time. But on that note, I want to thank you for dropping by. Oh, and remember, check out my merch. I have my innocent merch. My innocent hat. If you look at the hat, it has a heart on it. That heart is Evan Rachel Wood. Okay? The innocent hat is about Marilyn Manson. Check out my merch. We got to most definitely get that info. I mean, get it out there, support him, but not being overrun by the who think that Marilyn Manson is this horrible person when he's not. A gentle soul. So I do have the innocent. It's called Innocent. Check it out. But on that note, I want to thank you for stopping by, because one thing you can never get back is time. Never get back your time. You can get back your taxes, not your time. On that note, thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.